It's Monday. It is our next to last full day of GT2. We have been here for 30 days. We head back to the United States on Wednesday in the afternoon, so we have most of today left. It's still kind of morning, and we have all day tomorrow. Today we already did Park Well, and we're going to hit the beach. Hopefully it has been raining, so we're taking a break and everyone is napping but me, and I'm doing a little bit of catch up. At this point, everything is uploaded that's going to be while we're here, except for things that we're making yet. So if you're watching along and you're seeing this, we're caught up. You're not waiting for stuff to appear. So one of the big updates I wanted to do is about a week ago my CPAP died, and everybody's been super worried for good reason. I've needed a CPAP for 15 years, and we were not able to get them in Italy because they're not available. And so for 15 years I've had to have a CPAP in order to sleep at night. And this is a very emergency kind of situation because I can stop breathing at night. This is not like people who have normal sleep apnea and they snore and you can wake them up, you can hear it, and like, it's not like that. I have central sleep apnea. I have normal sleep apnea. That is a problem, but it's minor. I have central sleep apnea, which means I have brain damage in the brainstem, in the medulla oblongata, and it causes me to not breathe automatically. And the CPAP machine helps my body remember to breathe while I'm asleep, and so that's really important. It keeps me breathing. So the problem isn't that my airways close off. They do, but that's separate. The problem is that my brain goes, I don't need to breathe. That's not something I think about, because I have a problem where I breathe consciously all the time. It's not subconscious like it is for normal people. I manually take every breath when I'm awake, and for many years I did when I was asleep. So without the machine, we had a very big concern that I would simply not breathe at night, and it would just be silent, right? I wouldn't snore, I wouldn't choke, I wouldn't grasp for air. I would simply not breathe, and that would be that. And so obviously that brings up a lot of concerns. But there was nothing we could do. We couldn't get a CPAP. It's not like you can fly one in. I mean, you could eventually, but it's not something you can do quickly, and the way that we're traveling, there's no way to get one. They recommended nasal strips, and we covered this in some other videos, so I'm not going to go into it in depth, but I've tried them out now for a week. I've been through almost an entire package. I think I'm on 9 of them now, and so far it's worked really well. I do sleep slightly better with a CPAP, we believe, but it's really convenient to use the nasal strips because I can move around a lot more. We can travel a lot easier. So we're really hopeful that between weight loss and 15 years of training my medulla to breathe, that it's possible I may not need the CPAP anymore or not need it full time. So that's been going great. Now, here we had a problem getting more nasal strips here in Barcelona just yesterday. So we ended up, we did eventually get some, so don't worry. But we did get another thing, which is an insert that goes into your nose, and I tried that last night. That does not work. It actually makes things worse rather than better. Apparently I have a truck going by. Apparently I have a different problem than a lot of people do. These are just new things we're learning because American doctors had never tried these things before. But the inserts block my airflow, and I stop breathing more than if I did nothing. It's immediate every time. But the nasal strips seem to be working really well. And over here in Europe, if you just go to a pharmacy, they're a little bit expensive. Not crazy, but they're a little bit expensive. But in the States, you can go on Amazon because Amazon's awesome. And the price is like 1/10 or 1/20th what they are here. I mean, no kidding. I'm sure if I was here for a long time, I could find a supplier like Amazon, maybe even use Amazon, and get them at those kinds of prices too, maybe even cheaper. But having to run to a pharmacy and get them in small quantities, very expensive on a per day basis, like 40 cents, 50 cents a day, whereas actually it's more. It's closer to a euro a day. In the United States, you can get it for like 15, 20 cents a day, right? Completely different numbers. So anyway, so the status is everything is going great with that, and we're actually considering not trying to get a replacement CPAP when we get back to the States right away. But we are going to try to fix the one that we have, but that's not very likely. But the situation is good and seems to be improving, especially now as I learn to sleep with the nasal strips. That seems to be getting better, not worse. So fingers crossed, that seems to have turned into a really big blessing in disguise. So that's worked out quite well, and in the future, being able to travel without having to carry a CPAP is an unbelievable silver lining of the whole thing.